Hello again, everybody. Zacatech is here, my WWE Raw review for this Leap Day Monday, February 29th, 2016. I think this is the first ever Leap Day Raw. And it won't be another Leap Day Raw till 2044. I'll be like 60 when there's the next Leap Day Raw. For this Leap Day Raw coming after a tremendous Raw last week, which I was there in person, by the way, at the Joe Louis Suite in Detroit, coming off of that great Raw last week to redeem WWE for Fastlane. Tonight's Raw, as we continue down that Raw to WrestleMania, taking place tonight in Nashville, Tennessee. Tonight's Raw was okay. It had some good things, some screwy things, some scratch your head things. If you head down Mania, got some matches made. We had 2 title matches made. 1 title match was made for next week on Raw. And another one, which I think I may know the venue. And the dates and the place of where it will air. So we shall begin this Monday Night Raw with the King of Kings, the WWE Heavyweight Champion, COO, Triple H coming out. He uses both things for different scenarios. When he's the wrestler, he comes out to the king. When he's in his suits, he comes out to the King of Kings. That's what I noticed. When he's part of the authority, when he's wearing his authority side, when he's dressed in his suit, you do the King of Kings. The game is for wrestling. So he comes out saying he beat the crap out of Reigns, which he mostly deserved in Detroit. I have nothing against Reigns as a person. Super Reigns, but it's just, I don't think it's Reigns' fault. It's the way he's being booked in the company, being rushed into things. Being shoved down our throats and thinking he's the guy. I've been saying the last couple of weeks, WWE's trying so hard to make us want to support Reigns and want to say he's our guy. We're not fucking buying it anymore. Triple H has to win at Mania. He's got to. If he remains champion by WrestleMania. As Triple H was flapping his gums about beating down Reigns, saying he doesn't learn, he doesn't want to respect authority, here comes his buddy. Dean Ambrose still kind of limber after being attacked by Brock Lesnar last week in Detroit, being beat down onto the parking lot, then come back to Raw in the ambulance and getting an F5. And challenging Brock Lesnar to a no-holds-barred street fight, as they're calling it, for WrestleMania, kind of abrupting their plans. I think what WWE's doing. WWE's abrupting plans. They've all these plans set, then it's they're changing plans all of a sudden. Like Brock Lesnar Wyatt? No, we're going to Brock Lesnar Dean Ambrose. And I'll tell you about other chaotic changes when I get to them in this Raw. About WWE changing storyline plans, I'm guessing, from certain scenarios we've seen tonight. So Ambrose comes down. He's like, I love what they're doing with Ambrose. The fans cheer Ambrose more than Reigns. I've been saying that. Even at Raw last week, I bought this sign at Raw last week in Detroit. And that is the truth. Ambrose is greater than Reigns, and he gets better response than Reigns. Now I'll say this. The Nashville crowd, Detroit beat you. We were a better crowd than Nashville tonight, for the most part. Hell, Vince didn't get a big pop as he did in Detroit. Proving why Shane returned at the right city. If Shane would have returned to Nashville, Nashville would have popped for him. But I don't think they would have popped as much as we did last week. In Detroit. Slambo started coming out, challenging Lesnar, been through a rough week. He's like, I want to talk to you, Triple H. But I've had a little bit of a rough week since I got my ass kicked by the grizzly bear known as Brock Lesnar. He's like, I might have lost at Fastlane. I know Reigns is going to face you at WrestleMania. But how about you defend the title against me before WrestleMania? And Triple H is like, well, Dean, you're full of fight. And you don't know when to quit. You've shown it the last couple of weeks, especially in your beatdowns of Lesnar. You never show no quit. The fans love you more than Reigns. You didn't say that, but probably his mind he did. But I'm going to think about it. Ambrose, I'm going to think about giving you your match. I make a decision at the end of the night. So now we're on to our first matchup and number one contenders match for the Divas Championship to face Charlotte at WrestleMania. Sasha Banks against Becky Lynch. Now, until the ending, which we kind of saw it coming. Knowing WWE's plans for WrestleMania with these two, but the way they executed this ending to make us believe a possible triple threat will happen, maybe Charlotte should have interfered instead. For what it's worth, besides the ending, it was a fun match. Part of the best matches they've had on the main roster. Because these two had great matches in NXT. Or these a great match in NXT last year and won the takeovers. And they had a fun match tonight. You know, great action, great stomps, great moves. The crowd was into it. You know, great chant of it. Kind of split. But the ending, because we knew, okay, WWE's planning a triple threat match between Charlotte and Sasha and Becky at WrestleMania. I want Sasha Charlotte one-on-one, but I don't mind Becky being inserted in a triple threat, which would be great. Both scenarios are great. So, I said in my attack sports today that I smelled a screwy ending. Well, we got one. Not the one we were intending. As Sasha Banks was doing some of the top rope, both women fell. Both shoulders of both women were down and counted to the count of 3. Wow. That's how you end it. That's a screwy ending for you. And I thought NXT had screwy endings. Man, I think NXT's had more screwy endings lately. Especially when it comes to crowning their number one contender for the NXT Championship. We still don't have one properly. You know, Joe and Sammy been the double submission on Corbin. Then, of course, 2 weeks ago, you had the double pin on them as well. The same scenario as it was tonight. So there will be a rematch between Becky and Sasha on SmackDown. I expect another screwy ending. Maybe Charlotte may interfere in this one to suffice the triple threat possibilities. So there you go. Now after that head scratcher, you got a couple head scratcher things. You had Bray Wyatt out for a promo. Now that the Wyatt Lesnar playing, like even though like that match had hype to it. You know, you had Lesnar getting screwed out of the Rumble by the Wyatts. You know, we thought the Wyatt feud would come from there, but WWE's panicked over the lack of star status right now. They're abruptly changing plans left and right. Like I mentioned earlier in the video. It's like Lesnar Wyatt, despite a little booking for it, abandon that. Let's have Ambrose and Lesnar. You're not scrambling right now to fill up the WrestleMania card. With the lack of depth in the roster because of so many injuries. Plaguing this WrestleMania is supposed to be the biggest ever. Being in Dallas, you know, at AT&T Stadium. So then after that weird Wyatt promo, we had another head scratcher. Miz against Dolph Ziggler. Miz won. Why? It was short too. It was an okay match for what it was. It was like short. But as Ziggler was going for a big move, he got nailed against the post by Miz. Miz rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. Wow. What's this going to lead to? Probably nothing. Probably these two will be stuck in down in a giant battle royal because there's nothing for them. Or be launched into a ladder match. It's like, huh? So after that little head scratcher, with Stephanie McMahon coming out, trying to do her speech that she did try to do last week before Shane interrupted her and she got awarded by Vince the Vincent J. McMahon Award of Achievement. I thought it was going to be like Triple H gets it, then Reigns attacks him. But it was better. Stephanie got it, and that sparked the return of Shane McMahon. Now, Stephanie got her ass booed like she did in Detroit last week. And I loved the promo she did. After she read off her script that she written down for herself. After the fans were booing it every time she attempted her written speech. It's like, Shane, I'm ashamed of you. And I just love that venomous side of Stephanie coming out again. The viciousness of Stephanie in that promo. That was a good promo that she did. She's not going to podium saying it. Trying to blackmail my family. Like, I love you, Shane, as a brother, but I don't respect you just barging in, thinking you can take over Raw, thinking you're going to beat The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell, in one Monday Night Raw and take me and Triple H out of the picture. And if that happens, working for you would make me vomit. Tell Venus in her eyes in that promo. In a very vicious promo delivered by Miss McMahon. So there you go. Calling the kettle black. Indeed. On to the next matchup. Lucha Dragons teaming up against two members of League of Nations, Sheamus and Rusev. Okay, a little matchup. With both teams delivering some decent moves. Of course, Sin Cara delivers some big nasty moves. Big Hulk come on a high-flying moves. So Sin Cara get the hot tag in. After Sin Cara got isolated in the corner. Got a big springboard move to isolate himself. Like, try not to isolate himself. To get the tag to Kalisto. Got him. But with the instruction from the Real, who was at ringside, watching with Barrett, Rusev would capitalize on that distraction with a big nasty kick and a 1-2-3 victory for the League of Nations. Trying to make themselves look dominant and trying to get themselves a tag team title match. But that plan might change, as we would see. That we would deliver the trio of all onto Kalisto and leave it a stomp. Please, Del Rio and Kalisto's feud needs to stop. You know what I mean? They already wrestled for the title numerous times. Kalisto needs a new opponent for the U.S. Championship. We don't want another match between Del Rio and Kalisto, especially at WrestleMania. So I hope they don't go in that direction. Now to another short matchup. Ryback, who's now apparently heel, after walking out on his 6-man tag with the Big Show and Kane last week, he took on Adam Rose. A great match. It was a blink and miss match with the Social Outcasts trying to distract Ryback, but all the members that were trying to distract him got attacked, got pummeled. The Ryback was just feeding him more. You know, the big guy was hungry and he got fat as he beat the crap out of Rose, setting him up for the shell shock and a 1-2-3 victory for Ryback. What's his leading towards? With him turning heel and walking on his partners, there's rumors about bringing Goldberg in, that he's so desperate for star power in WrestleMania that they're bringing back Ryback, copycat Goldberg, who we did chant last week. You were chanting Goldberg last week in Detroit. We kind of got to make fun of that, but trolling that match, including a Goldberg chant. I'm glad that somebody noticed the Goldberg chant. Because I heard it was like, Goldberg. We've been chanting Goldberg, but no one's been chanting Goldberg when Ryback is out. So let's see where this goes for Ryback. Now on to our next tag match. Following a SmackDown match, we had a match with two members of the New Day Rocks. Of course, Big E and Kofi taking on the newly formed team of Y2AJ. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. Of course, I thought Jericho was going to turn heel, but apparently they was back to Pact and had their first tag team match last week on Raw against the Social Outcasts and won. Intriguing. I kind of like the scenario of AJ and Jericho as a tag team. It's very different. And I may think they may have finally erased New Day's plans against League of Nations because it was failing. You know, the promos were great, but the overall feud is like, why? Like, the promos they did, the videos they did online made up for it. Like, trying to make the best out of a shitty situation. But I think this feud is a little bit more better than the League of Nations feud. As New Day was isolating AJ in the corner, including a double team move in the turnbuckle. AJ came roaring back with, of course, some big moves, including, of course, the Pele. Dealing some big moves, like I said, including Pele after Big E got tagged into big splashes, clotheslines, and all that. Then Jericho got in, coming like a house of fire. He did a lion saw and a bulldog. He botched the bulldog, by the way, on Kofi. Nasty botching that bulldog. I've never seen Jericho botch that. But he kind of botched all that. I don't know who's to blame here. If it's Jericho for not hooking Kofi's neck properly, or Kofi landing different, or mislanding. It was a bad botched bulldog by Jericho. But then after the Lions saw Big E would break up the count, Jericho would set up Kofi for the walls of Jericho after Jericho's partner AJ came in with a flying form, taking out Big E. That would allow Jericho to get the walls of Jericho after Kofi missed the 12-man Paradise. That's what happened. He was going for the 12-man Paradise. Jericho hooked him, caught the leg out of that attempt, put the walls of Jericho on, taps Kofi out. New Day taps out to Jericho and AJ. 22 AJ. The newest hottest tag team, who challenged New Day after that for another match. Next week on Raw in Chicago, this time for the tag titles. Now, they're changing plans off the wall. It's like, okay, let's have New Day against League of Nations. No, let's have New Day feud Y2AJ. And of course, another one. Let's have AJ feud with Kevin Owens. That would be a good match at Mania. No, let's have Kevin Owens against Big Show. Kevin Owens and Big Show? What the fuck? Please, God. Please don't let Kevin Owens wrestle Big Show at WrestleMania. KO Mania. KO's first WrestleMania match against the Big Show? Please don't let that happen. Especially in the direction they're going. No. 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 Before I get to my little rant on that, and why I think that might happen, and why I hope it doesn't, we got Vince McMahon coming out. He didn't get a big pop in Detroit. Like, Detroit popped for him. He's kind of a heel, but he got popped in Detroit. And even Vince was like, come on, Nashville. Come on. Cheer for me. And we cheered him better. Proof that Detroit was a much better crowd than Nashville last week. You know, Nashville, you tried. But we Detroit Rock City kicked your ass. We're a better crowd. Especially Papa Winchell came out last week. I got it. I've been to 3 walls. And out of all the walls I've been at, I got better seats at a couple of them. But last week's wall was the best wall I've ever been to. Wall at the Fastlane, redeeming itself, good action. And Return of Shane McMahon. Cannot believe I was there in person. Probably one of my other favorite wrestling moments I've been to live since seeing Rock against Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 18. That's my two favorite moments that I was happy to see live. The 2 best wrestling moments that I was blessed to have been there in person was Rock and Hogan, and now Shane McMahon's return. So Vince came out saying he's ready to destroy Shane at WrestleMania in the arms of the Undertaker. Came out, pyro, gong, here he comes. Looking good, by the way. And when he announced his match last week, I kind of said this in my Raw review last week. I was like, what's Taker doing? He's against Shane, but here's the thing. Is he really on Vince's side? Is he heel in this case? Siding with the Authority? But I think you can tell what Taker sides on. His own. And Vince is like, you're my machine. You're my machine of destruction. Taker grabbed Vince by the neck. You can tell Vince's voice was ravaged after that. He had to drink a couple gulps of water. It didn't spit it out like his son-in-law does. As Taker was like, the blood of your son will be on your hands, not mine. And we will see blood. Hell, we saw blood the last Hell in a Cell, Taker and Lesnar. I think it might have opened up to bring more edgy programming. We saw the blood last week. Wayne's beat down from Triple H, and Vince saying fuck last week. He did say it. It all kind of stemmed from Lesnar Taker's Hell in a Cell match in October, which was a bloody, violent match. Bringing us back to old school Hell in a Cell before TVPG bullshit. But it was interesting to see Taker come out just for that one promo, and that's it. I was like, that's it? That's all Taker came out for? He had his entrance and everything. Yeah, this long entrance, one of the longest entrances, the most spooky entrances ever to me. And I've been in those arenas when the lights go out and he makes that long walk. It's still an intense moment. Goosebump moment. My favorite Taker comes out every time. But see him come out doing that long promo, but to choke Vince and only say one promo and then walk away, it's like, okay, short but sweet. Simple but sweet. Ineffective. And then after Taker's promo, Vince is like, Shane, when you lose, you won't lose just this match. You'll lose your inheritance. You lose everything. I'll disown you as a son. You will be just a son of a bitch. So kind of a weird segment there. Especially if Taker just choking Vince out and saying he's on his own side. Not really, even though he's against Shane, he's not playing for the authority side. So there you go. I want to mention one thing before I go further. I forgot to mention this during the New Day match. I love the comedy spots they do. I love when they were beating down AJ, when they were isolating AJ, beating down the outside, and Xavier was like, pick a card! What number do you have? AJ's number! That was funny. So there you go. So now we have Jey Uso against Bubba Ray Dudley. Apparently we have an Usos-Dudley feud. A match culminating in Mania. Saw the beatdown when Dudley's turned heel and beat the Usos up, put them through tables. They claim them using normal tables. But they're still going to use them for their advantage. We saw how Bubba Ray pulled out the table last week to help Devon defeat Jimmy. And this week it happened again. When Bubba Ray took on Jay. Okay, a little matchup. Short. Jay comes with big flying moves. Big fast moves to try to have his speed and agility beat the power and strength of Bubba Ray Dudley. But as he was on the outside, Devon pulled the table. No more tables, my ass. But they're using them inadvertently to help them win. Instead of putting people through them, they actually use tables as a weapon without putting people through them. Nailed the table in front of Jimmy, who was trying to help. And then Jay super kicked Devon. But that distraction with Devon laying out Jimmy helped out Bubba Ray. As Jay came in after that inadvertent distraction and nailing Devon in the process, walked into a Bubba Bomb and 1-2-3 victory for Bubba Ray Dudley. With the help from Devon and the table, which they didn't want to use, but they still used it anyway. Now on to our next matchup. Kevin Owens and Big Show. I watched SmackDown a little bit. I didn't see the whole thing. I haven't recorded, but I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I only watched up to the Owens Big Show match. And I was like, Owens and Big Show? Hope this doesn't lead to anything. I hope it doesn't. Especially with now that apparently they're having AJ and Y2J against the New Day. The whole AJ Kevin Owens feud we were hoping for the IC Championship may not happen now. And like I said earlier in the video, please do not let this feud. I hope they have another match next week. Done. No Big Show Owens at Mania. Please to God. Because you saw Owens win by countout last week. And this week, we had another countout victory. This time, Big Show. And almost the same ending. Owens tripped up Big Show on the ropes, low blow move, and got him counted out. Same thing this week. And Owens, with the limitations of Big Show, make fun of all you want. You don't need to retire. Like I've said it last week, I love this Stone Cold podcast. Even if you don't like his character, the way he's booked, you gotta applaud him for trying to stay on and push the young guys. Want to stay around, stick him on for the young guys, but he just needs to retire. 2 more years, he said, and hope he sticks to that. So Owens, with the limitations of Big Show's mobility, he did well. He can't pop him into hell, but at least he did a senton, some big moves on Big Show. But then Big Show tripped up Owens in the ropes like Owens did last week, and Owens got counted out. Now, like I said, I just hope to God they have one more match between Owens and Big Show next week on Raw. That's it. Owens moves on to AJ. And AJ and Jericho lose the New Day next week. Unless AJ and Jericho pull up an upset and beat the New Day. Because who can't beat New Day? If Golden Truth can't get their act together and finally will let the team up with each other, especially All Truths playing hard to get with Goldust. I think it would be weird to see AJ and Jericho, but I think if there was a team to beat New Day for the titles, I think it could be right to AJ. It could give AJ his first major title. And Jericho's had some very successful tag teams. Just ask Jericho. You know what I mean? So it would be intriguing. And AJ can learn from Jericho's attack partner. Because Jericho's near the twilight of his career. And AJ can get a rub off Jericho more than they had in their single matches. But it would be interesting. But it wouldn't waste any plans of an AJ Owens feud we were hoping for. Stemming from AJ being eliminated by Owens in a match. Instead of Owens AJ, Owens and Big Show. We don't want that. Please. Let this be a short-term program and do not have a Big Show and Owens match at Mania. Owens' first Mania match should not be against Big Show. Yes, I know John Cena's first major Mania match was against the Big Show. But Owens does not deserve Big Show. He does not. At this stage of Big Show's career, he's not good enough for Kevin Owens for Mania. KO Mania should not be him and Big Show, please. So now on to Brie Bella against Naomi. Speaking of feuds building up, are we going to finally see Lana wrestle? Because Lana had a backstage promo with Brie before the match, making fun of her husband. And Brie tried to be funny. Tried. I'll give it 8 for effort saying it. Rusev. She's like, at least my husband's better than your husband. And by the way, I love your husband's role in the Revenant. There was a couple Oscar jokes about best supporting actor in a romance. Dean Ambrose, that joke was made by Triple H. And then Brie made a joke about Rusev being the bear in Revenant. Kind of a bad little joke, trying to be funny. Kind of failed at that. So then we have Naomi against Brie. Okay, little matchup. Naomi trying to come back from her loss against Sasha Banks last week in Detroit. Which I didn't see the whole match because I was trying to see where Roman Reigns came out of. Which I did. I didn't see him come out, though. In a sea of people. I didn't see Roman Reigns coming out when he walked through the crowd to the section he came from. So at least I got to see him walk through the crowd a little bit. So there you go. Naomi had some good action moves. Big kicks, big moves. Tamina didn't get involved too much. She did get involved a little bit. But after Brie was doing her kicks in homage to her husband, D-Bry, a distraction for Tamina paid off, as indeed Naomi had a new submission locked in under Brie, and Brie started tapping out. So after that okay matchup, we had Brie slumbering in defeat, the agony of defeat, as Lana come out. Now, we haven't seen Lana wrestle at all. Apparently she's training from what I'm seeing. And she hasn't been on camera in a while, getting a punishment for her and Rusev linking their relationship in the storyline, doing a storyline with her and Rusev breaking up in the triangle feud with Summer Rae and Dolph Ziggler. And, you had all that stuff happening. And Lana it was going to come up to a match. We thought we were going to see Summer Rae and Lana wrestle, maybe in a mixed tag, but then Lana injured her wrist, ended that storyline effectively. And that's when she got engaged to Rusev publicly. So maybe we'll finally see Lana wrestle. And see how she does. And hope she's no Eva Marie. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. After that little thing, on to our main event of the evening. Dean Ambrose taking on Alberto Del Rio with the Liger Nations at ringside. The remaining members. Reigns is still out, getting nasal surgery recently. Taken out by Triple H last week to be written out for the nasal surgery. I heard he had some nose injury at a tables match on a house show. So this main event match was decent. It was a fun match. Despite the ending. Screwy ending, but it was with a purpose. The Rio came in some big moves. Including trying to go for the knee up. The trio avoided the knee stomp in the ring, but eventually did do the knee stomp with Ambrose being hooked up on the barricade. That was cool seeing him do that like that. And even doing a cross unbreaker on the ring post at one point as well. So Del Rio was acting vicious, taking out the injured shoulder of Dean Ambrose that was attacked by Brock Lesnar last week. So despite Del Rio coming with his big punch, especially with the armbreaker and of course the knee stomp on the barricade, Ambrose came flying back, trying for dirty deeds, missed it, but then did nail the lunatic fringe clothesline. Covers some big moves and big drop kicks. But then as Ambrose was looking good and splashing on the top rope onto all the League of Nations members, taking them all out, here comes Triple H. And with that Triple H distraction, sicked the League of Nations under Dean Ambrose disqualification. The beatdown would begin. As League of Nations would beat down Dean Ambrose, serving him up for Triple H to make a decision on whether or not Dean should get a title match. So Triple H was like, Dean, you never learn. You never learn to respect authority, to stay down. Then Ambrose got back up, bang, punched down, and Triple H started brawling with them. Started attacking Triple H in the turnbuckle before Triple H would lay him out with a pedigree. Triple H grabbed the mic, saying, Ambrose, you want your title match? You got it. The only thing is, they didn't announce when and where. I have a suspicion. A couple days ago, WWE.com accidentally leaked that Triple H would be defending his WWE Whatever Championship during the March to WrestleMania special that's supposed to take place on March 12th in Toronto, Canada, that would air on the WWE Network. They're continuing broadcasting of house shows, stemming from the Japan show, which I thought was good. The MSG show was okay, but I think this one will be good, especially this is where I think Triple H will take on Dean Ambrose. It may be official next week. And as Triple H walked out after he accepted Ambrose's challenge for a match, Ambrose still down. He just grabbed the mic. He said, Hey, Triple H, thanks. And then Triple H took his jacket off. He pulled up his sleeve because he's still wearing his suit. Came back to the ring and further beat up on Ambrose. Tossed him against the barricade. Tossed him on the announce table. Hell, he beat the crap out of Byron Saxton. He tossed him aside. Now I thought he was going to pedigree Ambrose on the table like he pedigreed Reigns on the steps last week. But that wasn't the case. Triple H just got on top of Ambrose, beating the crap out of him. No blood though. I think there was a little blood from his mouth, but not much. Referees had to separate him. That's how we end Monday Night Raw, with Triple H sending not just messages to Ambrose, but to Reigns as well. Reigns, I laid your ass out last week. Guess what? Your friend gets taken out this week. So that's what happened tonight. Triple H laid out Ambrose. Now, like I said, there will be a match between these two. Triple H said he's accepting the title match. And I'm guessing it will be at the March to WrestleMania special in Toronto, which will air on the network, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Because I like what they're doing. The broadcasting of house shows make them special. You know, the Beast and E special was great, especially with Owens and Finn Balor. And the MSG special was just okay. It wasn't as good as Japan. But I hope this one's good. I hope some good things come out of this special. That's going to be happening on March 12th on the network. So there you go. So this one was okay. I think last week was a little better. But still, a little bit building blocks for WrestleMania about some questionable things and WWE changing plans chaotically. They may be scratching New Day and League of Nations, having a New Day right to AJ feud, scratching the AJ Owens feud, Owens Big Show. Please, no, 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 no! Owens can have a match with Big Show. The matches are okay, but to have a match between them at Mania? No. I said earlier, I know Cena's first Mania match was against Big Show, but please don't let Owens wrestle Big Show at Mania. Please. I want to see AJ and Owens at Mania. That'd be an epic match in fucking Big Show. Taking on Owens. Owens can't do anything with Big Show. He's trying, but he can't. He can't even pump a bomb on his ass. Come on. And of course, we know about ending, changing Bray Wyatt and Lesnar to the Lesnar Rainbow. So a lot of chaotic plan change of WWE. So there you go. WrestleMania Still kind of long. We'll see how long it lasts. Thanks for watching this review. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the review from Zach. See you later.